What is up, guys? How's it going? My name's Jackal, and welcome to the channel. Welcome back. We are here for we're here for some of our newest adventure. We're here for Breath of Fire 2. Unlike the first Breath of Fire game, this is a game that I have never, I have seen parts of the end of, over the years in videos and watching Let's Plays, but I haven't seen anything about this game in damn near 10 years. So this is going to be my first time beating it. And I don't really remember how far I've gotten. I think last time I said, I think the farthest I got was wherever the Frog Kingdom is. I think that's where I got. But we have quite a while before we get there. So make sure y'all join me. If this is your first time around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. This is where this is going to be the future central hub of all the old gold games. So make sure you're here for it, because we'll need you. I need you. Actually, especially today. Today has been a rough day. Alright. So, we talked to everyone. Let's go out and kill some things. We're supposed to be looking for a pig named Susie. So let's kill a few things and, enjoy the RPG-ness of what's going on right now. But yeah, hope everyone's doing good. I just, unfortunately, got back from the hospital about an hour ago. Because, my girlfriend, my secondary partner, she was helping her, we call her, uninsultingly, because we know who she is, we call her Mama Dad. Because, it's my partner's birth father, but in her adult years, she has transitioned to being a woman. And recently, today she was going over to Mama Dad's house to, I guess she had a, hip surgery recently or some shit like that. Sorry, I wasn't going to the bathroom. I was ashing something, if you know what I mean. But she just had hip surgery or some shit. So, we're not going to worry about fishing and dealing with that shit now. But because of her just having hip surgery, my partner was going over to her mom's place in order to, I think she was going to pick up some pain medication and just, hang out for a little bit, maybe clean a thing or two. Bring baby by because baby likes to, baby likes to be affectionate and helpful, especially to Gamma Gampas. She's adorable. So, I guess they were walking from, it must have been in front of the Jewel. I can't think of where else it would have been. If you're not, actually, that's probably like a Chicagoland area thing. We have a chain of grocery stores that's called Jewel. And she was walking inside, and she was carrying my daughter. And a motherfucker hit her with their car while they were walking. And, luckily, my partner was holding my daughter. So, because she was holding her, my girlfriend ended up taking a majority of the trauma. Now, my girlfriend, nothing happened, no broken bones or anything. My daughter just has a huge lump on her head, but the doctor said that she basically is showing no signs of any actual injury. So they basically said that, the baby was clear to go. My girlfriend needed to have a little bit of, extra work done, had to have some x-rays done and shit. So, I came home with my son, got him some dinner, had him hang out with his sister a little bit, hung out at the hospital, and then we came home. But yeah, we came home, and then, my son's asleep, and now the girls should be on their way back. Alright, let us put bow in front here. Now we can use the Y button to shoot some motherfuckers. See, unfortunately, you can't shoot them in the grass or it doesn't actually damage them. Oh, you're a fuck. And we lost him. That's fine. We will have many more opportunities later on. So I think we're just going to get to level 5 and then go from there. I don't really know what level is best and what level we need to be, but, you know, I feel level 5 is a pretty good start. But yeah, so... And it sucked because I was walking to the grocery store. I was going to pick up stuff to make everybody for when they got home. I was going to make some dinner. And I got that phone call and was like, all right, well, time to get ready to go to the hospital. And unfortunately, the hospital was like close to the city. And I am not close to the city. So that was about an hour drive. It was lovely. It was lovely. And by lovely, I mean, you know, panic-inducing. But, you know, it's the funny thing about kids is that, you know, my secondary partner calls while me and my primary girlfriend are on the ride. And, you know, that's, you know, not saying that it doesn't matter to my secondary partner, but, you know, that's my primary partner's, like, own flesh and blood child. So she was panicking and not feeling very good, obviously. And then, you know, you just hear the kid over the phone. Hi, Dada. Hi, Dada. Hi, Mama. And then you're just like, oh, man, motherfucker, this kid doesn't even care. This kid has no interest that they just almost fucking died and don't know how close they came. But yeah, I guess it was some fucking Uber driver. And unfortunately, and it was funny because that same girlfriend, her biological mother and her aunt live real close by as well. They stopped by the hospital, and the aunt was like, oh, well, are you guys thinking about suing? And I'm just like, most likely, unless there were to be some sort of extenuating circumstance that I heard about that would make me take more pity on the driver. Like, nah, motherfucker, you were in a parking lot. You were in a parking lot. You weren't on a road. You were in a parking lot. And you couldn't see people walking? No sympathy. I don't care. Have fun. I'm not looking to, like, sue anybody, like, out of house and home, but, like, whatever medical bills my daughter has, that's got to be taken care of. These are not gong heads, these are beaks. I'm too used to those. I'm too used to those Breath of Fire 1 names. But yeah, no. Because of that, today was wild. I was not a big fan of everything that just happened now. Bum bum ba da ba da bum bum ba da ba da bum ba da dum. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm like mentally shot right now. I wanted to record this video like not a long time ago, but I wanted to have this video recorded much earlier today. I would have been in a much different mindset. And somebody in the one person who commented on my last video As I was running around town, they were like, yeah, you know you can sleep in your bed, right? And it's like, oh shit, I probably can. Granted, when I read the comment, for some reason, I was thinking about, like, when you're a kid in the village, so I'm like, what would that do? And, they had to answer back as if I was fucking slow. And they were just like, heals your HP? And I was like, oh, well, oh, you meant, like, here as an adult. Fuck. So. But that means that, well, we got plenty of money. Bro, money, these enemies do not give money, though. Get free heals. Alright. Magic. I love that door sound. Part of what made me want to play through this game as well is, if I can. I don't know if I'm going to. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, but the hope in Dream is that this weekend, if I can, I want to buy the game Sea of Stars. I know almost nothing about that game, but when I had seen something about it, and I think I had seen Vinny of Vinesauce. I saw a video that he uploaded that was him playing it. It said part 1, and I took one look at the artwork on the thumbnail. Obviously, the artwork on the thumbnail is like the game artwork, but like the thumbnail of the game's art style, and I just knew. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I search up Sea of Stars, and it looks like Chrono Trigger and specifically Breath of Fire 3 had a love child together. And dog, it's so fucking beautiful. I know nothing about this game. I know nothing about who any of the characters are or what the mission is. I have no idea. All I know is when I saw that game, I took one look at it and was like, yes, this is what I needed in gaming. Now, right to the east of us is a bridge, and for now, we're going to want to avoid the other side of that bridge. Because there's these boar assholes over there who are not fun. Okay, can we kill anything this time? See, if you don't move and they come close, they don't run away from you right away, but it looks like he's kinda... Come on. Damn. I gotta learn the secret moves and maneuvers to hunting. I feel like when I was younger, I had a much easier time hunting shit. Apparently, one of the things that people don't like about this game is that there is a lot of backtracking, but from what I remember having to do backtracking when I played what little of this game I remember, but I don't really mind it that much. As long as the world, just because of having recently played through Final Fantasy II for the NES, all I'm hoping is that the backtracking is a little more sensible than that game. Because I spent so much time, like, needing to backtrack, but not exactly realizing where I needed to backtrack to, and I just remember walking back and forth in that fucking playthrough so much to try and figure out where to go. But yeah, no, Sea of Stars just looked like the sort of game where it's like, this looks like the kind of game I'm going to... Fuck you. It just looks like the kind of game that's my style. Not even indie games, but I mean indie games tend to have a higher propensity due to just budget costs. They tend to be the games that are modeled after old school games more often than anything, you know, a AAA studio is making. And, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I love it. Because I don't really pay attention. I mean, what, the last new game I bought for myself was like a big AAA game that I bought with the intention of playing it myself. And not buying it for like something that me and my son might play or whatever. A game just for me. The last game I bought that was just for me was Doom Eternal. Around when that came out. So I mean, you're already looking at like 3-ish years ago. And before that, I can't even tell you the last modern game I had bought. I just don't... Most of the games I played, I've been playing since I was like 19, have all been this era of gaming. The era of gaming I have mainly focused on playing has never changed since I was little. Like, these were the games I was playing as they were, like, coming out a little bit as a child, and as I got older, I just never stopped playing them. Obviously, now I branch off to, you know, game series both before this era and after that, you know, cater to the same desires. Sea of Stars, though, is actually going to be the first game since I started this channel that, just by the look of, that I want to beat that won't be involved with this channel. I've not played any games, really, like actual campaign story games. I haven't really played any since I started this channel that haven't been for this channel. Because, I mean, everything here is, you know, the new shit I want to be doing. You know, right now it's Breath of Fire 2. This is the next game that I'm picking up. Is it like a rubber band effect? No. Feels like if I would have just winded up there a second sooner. But yeah, we're gonna have, unfortunately, a day in court for all this bullshit. And like I said, you know, when my girl's aunt is like, "Oh, are you planning on suing the driver?" And it's like, listen, we are not financially in a good enough spot to not. You know, at very least, those medical bills gotta go. It's been just about 20 minutes, so I should be at least, hopefully both of these mooks leveled up to level 5 by the time I'm done. By the time I'm ready. By the time I'm done with this video, I run out of time. but that's going to be the goal here. Finish my grinding, and then next video can be dedicated solely to rescuing Susie and going through this first beginner's dungeon. I think from my childhood, I think level 4 is... I think I'd be able to get through there at level 4. But, you know, 5 is a nice, solid number. The 5s and 10s, you know what I'm saying? Alright, just fight. I'm not even caring about that fucking grass spot. Ooh, wrong target. Ooh, good thing he dodged because he managed to get a crit. Why is that the one time you get a crit? Can I please get this level 5? I feel like I've been waiting for this one. But, you know, when I got hit by a car when I was a freshman in high school. And honestly, that's how my dad was. My dad was pretty undecided as to whether or not he was ever even going to sue the guy who hit me. And I think my dad asked the cop some question where he was just like, how did he even hit my son? Like, did he not see him? And the cop shakes his head like, you know, sideways, no. And is just like, I'm sorry, during the investigation, I can't give you any details with that. And my dad's just like, well, was he like on the phone? And the cop just shakes his head and he goes, I cannot give you any information during the time of our investigation. And it had just snowed the night before. And my dad's like, did the guy not clear off his windshield? And the cop stops and looks at my dad and then starts nodding his head up and down and goes, I'm sorry, but I can't give you that information during the time of our investigation. So, you know, basically telling my dad, like, oh yeah, that's the one that did it, you know. It's not he was distracted by anything. He simply was lazy and didn't clear off his windshield. And at that point, my dad was just like, well, fuck him. There we go. Got some roast. The roast beast. But yeah, as soon as my dad heard about that, my dad was like, oh, fuck him. My dad was willing to let an accident be an accident if an accident was all that it was. But as soon as he heard that it was an incident that happened due to negligence, my dad was just like, my dad was basically like, oh, well, you can get fucked. My dad didn't care anymore. How did you level up to 5 this time faster? Is that just the way it loops? I know Bo spends a lot of time not in your party. At least the beginning portions. You know what? Let's use that auto battle. I haven't used that auto... Woo! Dropped my phone. I haven't used that auto battle function yet. Can we please get Ryu up to level 4 already? Man's is dying over here. Yeah, all the news I've heard of Sea of Stars, I've heard all the reviews are good. And it makes me really happy that there's a game that looks and feels like that for like a new generation of kids to play. Because I tell you what, growing up with a game like Chrono Trigger, there's an experience you have playing that game. I'll put it this way. If you are playing that game for the first time, I would love to look and feel that feeling again of walking into the kingdom of Zeal for the first time. Like it's one of those moments that really starts to open up the scope of like what the conflict of that game is. And it just puts like so much mystery involved into what's going on at the time. Because you've been to all these eras, you've been to all of these different epochs, and then you get to what's called the Dark Ages, and at first it just looks like a white, cold winter wasteland. Next thing you know, you're above the clouds in a magical kingdom that is untouched by the problems of the actual Earth. And it's the sound, the visuals, everything that pops in. Like, dog, there's no beating shit like that. And this looks like the kind of game that I don't know if there's a moment that's that magical. I'm sure there. I'm hoping there is. That's part of the reason why I want to play it. But to know that there's a game that looks like it's trying to capture that sort of magic for new players is just... Okay, hold on here. What do we have for armor? Bum's clothes. Bandana. You know what? I think I'm actually going to go outside, just get 20 more. Just get the new sword. This is early game. I'm not too concerned with like whatever defense I'm going to need. Let me just get 20 more gold and then get the sword and I'll be done for the day. Boom, 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 boom. 2 coins. That's a bummer. No can defend. But, you know, it happens with a lot of games. And, you know, Chrono Trigger wasn't my first RPG experience as a kid, but it was one of the first ones that really was, like, magical to me. Especially at, like, 6 years old. I had seen the end of Breath of Fire, and it was cool, but it still was just, like, a game to me. Whereas Chrono Trigger felt like an experience that I was going through. And I mean, Chrono Trigger, it only takes like 20 to 23 hours to play. And basically everything I saw about Sea of Stars said it's like 23 to 26 hours. I was like, mwah! It's fucking Italian hands. That is everything that I wanted to hear. Everything that I wanted to hear in like a retro game. And see, my two of my friends that I have that play more modern games, I would love to tell them to try it, but one of them might. One of them might. But the other one, I know he's too much like... For him, RPGs have to be like Skyrim or Fallout for him to be interested. And like, it seems weird that for a lot of people, role-playing in a video game only extends to... I get to lead what role I want to have. Whereas to me, I don't mind seeing a role-playing game as you're trying to live vicariously through like an actor in a story, let's say. You know, playing a game with like a silent protagonist where, you know, you're the main hero, but it's a very railroaded story. You don't have any choices in the matter. I almost look at it as if you're reading Harry Potter, for example, and you're imagining like yourself being Harry going through everything. Like, you're not making any choices for him. It's just part of the choices that are happening within the story. And, you know, you experience those choices through the character. Oh, shit. That's beautiful. That roast is amazing. That was so nice. Alright, now let's sell these. I hate that I have to wait for that animation to stop. Worth 50. It's probably not something I need, but you know, I'm not going to worry about it. But that's it for the day, guys. Our grinding is done. Early game grinding. Now we start our adventure. Next time we go through the cave, we see what's going on with Susie. And yeah, do cool things. So I will see you guys next time. I'll be back tomorrow with Mega Man 4. Mega Man 4 tomorrow. I'll be there. You be there. Or be square. Till then, guys. Peace. Careful on